What's going on, you guys? This is Trevor, and today I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys first round pick, Micah Parsons. And, you know, I think the Cowboys were really disappointed on the way that the draft board was shaped up to them when they were selecting at pick number 10. They were eyeing on corner. We've been hearing that the Cowboys are targeting corner. They wanted Jaycee Horn or Patrick Surtain II. However, both of them were gone by the time the Cowboys were selecting at pick number 10. Jaycee Horn went to Carolina at pick number 8, and Patrick Surtain II went to Denver at pick number 9. Just one pick in front of the Dallas Cowboys. And I admit, I thought Denver was going to draft Justin Fields. Fields was available to them. They had a need at cornerback, and I also thought that Micah Parsons could be a possibility for them as well. But I guess, with Denver, they don't have a long-term answer at corner other than Ronald Daubry, who just signed a 3-year deal. They did sign Kyle Fuller to a 1-year deal, but Fuller is just a 1-year guaranteed. So, I think for the Cowboys, why not grab arguably one of the for Denver, why not grab arguably one of the best corner in this draft? And to me, I think Denver, they got us. Denver got us. They won. The Cowboys wanted Patrick Surtain II, and I think they also wanted Jaycee Horn as well. But with both of them gone, the Cowboys did the right move by trading back, get a day 3, get an extra day 2 pick. It's a 3rd round picks, 84th overall from the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles wanted to move up to get ahead of the Giants so that they could grab Devontae Smith, the wide receiver out of Alabama, who was the Heisman Trophy winner. So the Eagles did well. They got the wide receiver that they wanted, and they also had the draft pick capital to move up into the top 10, which there's been some reports that the Eagles were trying to trade up. I'm a little bit surprised that the Cowboys were willing to do that within their division rival, but hey, Eagles got what they want, and the Cowboys, based on how the board is shaped up, they had a choice now that they have moved back from 10 to 12 to either draft Micah Parsons, the linebacker out of Penn State, or they could also look at grabbing Rashawn Slater, the offensive tackle out of Northwestern. Parsons is a really intriguing guy because he has the athletic traits, he has the size, he has the athletic body frame. If you take a look at his scouting report, 6'2", 245 pounds. He did ran a 4.38 at the combine during his pro day at Penn State, and he actually he did opt out of the 2020 season because of COVID. And Micah Parsons in 2019, he had 105 tackles and 5 sacks. He can blitz. He can rush. He can rush to the passer, so he has pass rushing ability. He also has the ability to stop the running game, and he could play on the outside, so you could play him at that will linebacker, or you could play him in the middle. The only knock on Micah Parsons is that his coverage skills is not that great. His pass coverage is not that great, and I think he does get abused at times against bigger tight ends, and his awareness in the passing game is not the greatest. Another red flag with Micah Parsons is that he had some off the field issue. I don't know the full detail, but I heard that he had some incident at Penn State, and he also had some immaturity concerns as well. So to me, that does draw me a little bit of a red flag. And even though Micah Parsons is considered the best linebacker in this draft, I think grabbing a linebacker this early for a guy that is not that great in coverage and has these red flags is a little bit concerning for me. But given the circumstances, the 2 corners were gone. The 2 corners that the Cowboys were covered, they were gone. So the Cowboys did the smart thing. They trade back. They get an extra day 2 pick, and that means that they had 5 picks within the top 100, including 4 in day 2. They get 1 in the 2nd round and 3 in the 3rd round, which is really, really key for the Cowboys in day 2. That means, if there's a particular player that they want to target in round 2, they could look to trade up to get the player so that they don't want to risk and play the waiting game to see who's available for them at pick 44. Or they could use all their picks and go out and grab more help, like a corner, like a defensive lineman, like an edge rusher, and a offensive lineman if they really want to. So the Cowboys, it was a solid pick. Getting Micah Parsons at 12 is a really good value pick, even though it may not be the most sexy or the most stunning pick, but I think it was the right move for the Cowboys given the circumstances they had. They had no choice. I mean, they got wiped out with the 2 corners back being gone, so why not look at the opportunity to trade back, get an extra pick in return, and then just grab the best defensive player that they could possibly can. And Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones did admit that they had Micah Parsons as the best defensive player on their board, and they had Micah Parsons ahead of Patrick Surtain II and Jaycee Horn. So, and I think, with Dan Quinn being the new defensive coordinator, I mean, Dan Quinn has a great track record of developing playmaking defenders. We saw when he was the coordinator with the Seattle Seahawks, he really helped transform that entire defense, like Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, with Seattle. And then, I think if Dan Quinn could find a way to make Parsons as being one of the top linebackers in the league, and with Parsons being drafted by the Dallas Cowboys at pick 12, kind of gives me an idea that the Cowboys were really concerned about the current linebacking core that they have, because Sean Lee is just retired, and the health of Leighton Vander Esch, as the Cowboys did not exercise the 5th-year option on Leighton Vander Esch yet, so that kind of gives me an indication that they don't believe that the Cowboys are going to exercise the 5th-year option on Leighton Vander Esch. So if that was the case, then Leighton Vander Esch is going to be here for at least 1 more year. And if the Cowboys decline his option, then Vander Esch could be a free agent. They could move on from him, and then they could start with Micah Parsons being that Mike linebacker, a guy that could play in the middle. And then they're probably going to have to move Jalen Smith to the Sam linebacker, where he could do a little bit more of the more blitz and play on the outside of the defense. So it's going to be interesting. I want to get you guys take on what the Cowboys should do in day 2 and day 3. If you have any questions or comments, you could write them down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, T-Fuj Sports, and you can also follow me on Instagram at T-Fuj Sports, and Twitter as well. So peace out, guys, and let's see what the Cowboys could do to continue to address their defense in days 2 and days 3. Peace out.